I'm sure everyone's heard Tweaker by now. It went extremely viral since previewing his new music he was working on in Neon's stream. Tweaker has already reached over 5.7 million views on YouTube and more than 4.5 million streams on Spotify. That's a massive jump after starting out with about 188,000 streams on its first day out on January 3. The track saw an 871% spike over the next 3 days. GELO, who also raps under the alias G3, released his Tweaker back on Friday, January 3 via Born to Ball music group, which set social media ablaze, went viral across sports teams' locker rooms, and took the world by storm, with cosigns from Lil Yachty to T-Pain. Since G3 GELO debuted Tweaker on a kickstream on December 31st, the heavily viral track has become an unofficial anthem of sorts for athletes and racked up shoutouts for Freddie Gibbs and Moneybagg Yo. LiAngelo Ball even signed an $8 million record deal with Universal shortly after. Sources said the deal is worth as much as $13 million, with the $8 million guaranteed, and gives Ball full ownership of his music and his own record label, Born to Ball Music Group. NBA athletes even recently have been trying to make a career in rap for some time now, with players like Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar, Miles Bridges, RTBMB, and even LiAngelo's brother Lonzo Ball getting in on the action. But no player has gotten the attention and contract that G3 GELO just received. But it wasn't just LiAngelo that benefited from the additional popularity. LaMelo Ball's votes increased by the biggest jump since his brother LiAngelo's viral song Tweaker came out. It was not just LiAngelo's fame that skyrocketed, but Lonzo and LaMelo were getting a lot more social media attention since too. Let's go over how LaMelo Ball fared in fan voting over the course of his young career so far. LaMelo finished 13th for East Guard's NBA All-Star voting in his rookie season. LaMelo finished 5th for East Guard's NBA All-Star voting in his second season, where he actually got his first and so far only All-Star appearance. The Ball family fame was still huge, as even Lonzo finished 15th in fan voting for the East Guards that year. LaMelo in his third season finished 7th in NBA All-Star voting for the East Guard spot. LaMelo in his fourth season finished 9th in NBA All-Star voting for the East Guard spot. He was becoming noticeably less popular as his career progressed, with fresher new stars, his own injury battles, or the consistent superstars getting more votes than him in most cases. So in summary, in LaMelo's 5 seasons competing for the East Guard spot, fans voted him from 13th most voted to 5th, where he actually made the NBA All-Star game, but as a reserve, as he luckily got named to his first NBA All-Star game as an injury replacement for Kevin Durant at the time. Then to 7th most voted East Guard, then 9th most voted East Guard just last season. But with the timely release of Tweaker and LiAngelo's viral superstardom in the music industry and culture brought the Ball family, and especially LaMelo, a huge resurgence in relevancy, which in turn translated to NBA All-Star voting. This skyrocketed LaMelo, who finished 9th in last year's fan All-Star voting for the East Guard spot, all the way to 1st this year, and by such a large margin. LaMelo beat out the superstar of the first-seeded Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, by 450,167 votes. Remember, LaMelo Ball is leading the second last-seeded Charlotte Hornets in comparison. The Cavaliers' number of games lost is less than the amount of games the Hornets have even won, and we're past the halfway mark of the season already. In fact, when GELO's viral hit Tweaker first went viral at the start of January, LaMelo immediately became the leading vote getter for East Guards by a huge margin, with the help of the triple voting days timing nicely with when LiAngelo went viral. Even between the first voting returns and second returns, LaMelo had the biggest jump in votes, and even throughout between every voting round returns among all East Guards. LiAngelo's sudden boost in popularity timed perfectly with flashy LaMelo throughout the entire voting period, ultimately helping LaMelo dominate the East Guards in votes throughout the entire voting period across all the fan voting rounds. It also seems LaMelo's jersey sales have also gone up fairly quickly with the rise of LiAngelo's music career, as according to NBA Communications, LaMelo finished 12th in jersey sales a few weeks after, despite being the only bottom-seeded team to have this many jersey sales, even topping number 1 seed Donovan Mitchell and even KD and Booker. GELO even performed in this year's All-Star Saturday night, but unfortunately, LaMelo still didn't get selected for the All-Star game despite all this. If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you thought LaMelo deserved to at least be an All-Star this year, even if not a starter, or if you think he simply didn't win enough games. Speaking of family, be sure to also check out my other video detailing how identical LeBron and Bronny's first NBA buckets were.